Alright, welcome back to another fantasy episode. So, quickly taking a look at our Blast Bounty fantasy here. I did okay. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong version of this lineup. If I had gone for, I think it was this one, with Monacy and Chopper, I pretty much didn't play any boosters here either. So, yeah, this would have netted me quite a few more points. But it is what it is. I'm happy to start the season off with a 12-pointer. Don't mind that at all. My booster activation was actually superb, so we take those. But yeah, off to a good start here. Quickly taking a look at the playing brackets here. I'm gonna give you some quick thoughts here. Again, this is one of those difficult tournaments where really anything could happen. Or there are some sides of the brackets that are sides of the bracket that look more enticing, and there's obviously the lower round, so you are not out of it if you lose out in the first matchup. But yeah, I would expect Liquid and Eternal Fire to match up in the upper quarters here. Heroic have been decent for sure, so I wouldn't be shocked if they beat Liquid, but EF should beat Complexity, like this Complexity lineup, any day of the week. 3D Max versus FlyQuest is honestly a coin toss for me. Like, my gut says 3D Max, but I don't think I'm gonna pick players from either of those teams. I was looking at Gravity because it was quite cheap, but it's just the fact that they face off. Well, actually, it might not be the worst pick ever if they manage to beat MIBR here, who I assume will lose to Astralis. But it's just too tough a matchup. I think 3D Max MIBR to be picking any players from the French team. So yeah, Astralis I expect to go clean through. Never know with them, of course. They're not always the most consistent team, but I have faith in them. Pain VP, I'm really leaning heavily towards Pain, but obviously it's a really tight matchup. Both have made some roster changes, some more than other, and but I just see Pain edging that one. Obviously VP could pull it off, but just my opinion. Saw Gamer Legion. Gamer Legion always seem to do pretty well, even though they have a fresh lineup. And Saw have, I don't know, I'm just not too inspired by this new lineup, so I'm just expecting Gamer Legion to go through to the upper quarter finals, but I would expect Pain to go clean through here, which is why I've been heavily considering them, but this opening game is a bit tricky for me. I'm honestly thinking that Big go straight through here, this side of the bracket. Fury have not impressed me. Obviously, they play against the Imperial female first round, but they also have a stand-in in Bubble, the coach for Imperial. So yeah, I mean, I understand why people are picking into Fury so much, and well, I'm most likely going to be doing it too. I apologize, by the way, that I'm uploading this so late, right before the event starts, but I'm hoping someone has time to see it. So yeah, Big versus Fury here, and well, when you're gonna see my draft, you're gonna know why I'm rooting for Fury to go through here. But yeah, let's start looking at some of my options here. This is like one of the earlier ones where I was looking at Gravity, but I think I've given up on that idea now. This one, I don't mind. It's just that, like, CTR was really good for me last fantasy season, but he has not started off the year too great. Sure, it's one best of three. Don't get me wrong. But I think I just need some more time to see with CTR if he's going to be one of those cheap enablers for me this season, as he has insane eco-friendly activation. So, yeah, I always liked having him in my teams. But I think it's a wait and see on him. The rest of the team looks really good though. As I said, I think these are like, if I pick 2 players from Pain, these are the 2 I want right now. Snow was in really good form at the Bounty. And then we have the 2 fillers in Voxic and Cello, and I'm just hoping Cello can do something against Imperial here to earn some points if I were to pick that lineup. He's a more balanced one. A lot of people going EF. Katowice does not look as good as it looked at the end of last season, so I'm a bit worried about that if I were to go with this lineup. So that's probably the reason I'm not leaning into it. And I'm not usually a huge fan of going like super even in lineups, like where they're kind of equally strong. Like I only have Voxic who could pretty much pop off, maybe Cello, but yeah, it's just not very exciting, is it? Here's a kind of a different ZTR lineup with Wicadia. Be safe, I would say. Apparently I have so many Pain lineups, I actually forgot what exact lineups I had here. But yeah, another Davideus. And honestly, the big pricing here, let's just take a quick look. Like, the big pricing is superb. JDC and Crimbo. Crimbo is not exactly the same owner as it was, but Hyped looks pretty good. JDC looks amazingly priced. If I could squeeze him in some way, I probably would. I don't hate going for like a big lineup here at all. Strawless, they look pretty good, so I'm heavily leaning on towards going for them in this event. I think Stone, Group Stage Merchant, Gabby, honestly don't hate the pick. He's been playing pretty decently. Stare for the price, I think is a really good pick. NQC didn't start off too well, so I would probably want Davideus if I went there. Cerrado, not been at the same levels as we've known him so far, but obviously it's early in the season, so can't judge him too fast. VP pricing looks solid. Flit and Fame for those prices. I mean, when do you see that really? Well, except maybe in some stages last season when the VP were just still playing so poorly. Flammus has been looking pretty solid. If only Stanislav played a little bit better, then I would love to pick this, as they probably play against Imperial in the second game. So that could be a nice enabler, but I don't think I'm going there. QB, I don't know, it doesn't really excite me. Too many question marks around FlyQuest for me to pick any of them. Dexter maybe as an enabler, but don't see myself going there, and I don't know if it's worth it picking into Imperial as a picking out strat this event. I don't think it's the way to go, if I'm honest. But yeah, so just quickly gonna show you my main team here. This is what I'm on currently. Obviously, I don't have many hours to go before the deadline. I wanted to go with PR because I wanted something a bit exciting, something a bit different than just a basic sub 180k enabler. I know he's only played 1 game, but he played superbly. I think Gamer Legion always has that dark horse potential. They're a well-run team with Ash behind them, so I always have faith in them, even though I never pick them to be favorites or anything like that, as I think that would be a bit too unrealistic. But yeah, we have Stones there, Fall and Cello. Obviously the cheapest players from Furia. And as I said, I might expect them to lose against Big, which would not be good whatsoever. But if they beat Imperial as they should, they end up here and they will face most likely Liquid, if I had to guess. Oh, wait, sorry. They come over here and most likely face Heroic, if I had to guess. So they could definitely lose that game. Don't get me wrong, I don't love going for Fury here. It's more for the opening matchup, and I'm really hoping they can rack up some points. If not, this is gonna completely crash and burn, like fully. But I think this is just kind of a safe way to start off the season. And I'm hoping Stone has a good event, and I'm hoping PR can get me some positive points. That's pretty much all I'm hoping for. Just a solid 10, 12, 15 pointer to rack up the points at the start of the season and keep going from there. Yeah, as always, if anyone has time to see this before the deadline, let me know your thoughts. Share your teams in the comments. I'm gonna again post a link to my team at the top of the comment description box, so you can check my final selection before the deadline. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.